We're through to on to Game 3 on the day. CCSF and Santa Monica, the Cinderella from the South. Winners of the playing game versus San Diego City, dispatching ELAC and then Riverside. And, well, now they find themselves against a powerhouse here in California.
Yes,
in the Rams from San Francisco.
They are here with their glass slipper. How about this? I love telling the story. As I looked into the Santa Monica run, they were down 72-63 with 1:37 to go against San Diego City in the opening round. That's how close this team was. Down 5 in the final minute, down 9 with 1:37 to go. They survive that, get the 1-point win, turn it around with a couple of wins on the road in most impressive fashion against East Los Angeles and Riverside. Not easy places to go. And what's the reward, Michael? Just the top seed, probably in the whole state, with all due respect to our buddy Perry Webster and his Fullerton squad that'll be in action later tonight. Top 2 teams, north and south, but City College of San Francisco just absolutely reloaded. This is only the defending champion from last year, but they're big, they're strong, they're athletic, they're well coached. They do everything well. So good luck, Santa Monica, but this is what's fun. Let's see how they do. They're a very physical, talented team themselves, and we're going to get going here and see what happens.
Yeah, CCSF, they always load up. They got Division I talent on their roster. They're coached very well by Coach Justin LeBaugh, but Santa Monica, we talked about it in Game 2, during Game 2 with Coach John Taylor from Antelope Valley. Santa Monica is going to body you up. They have some size. They have some athletes. They can really disrupt what you want to do. And if the first 2 games have told us anything, the team that's able to disrupt what the other team wants to do is going to come away a winner.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I know if you're here and you're Joshua Thomas and you're on the sideline with Santa Monica, I'm sure it's a hey, let's do what we do. Let's just focus on ourselves, try not to worry about who we're playing and what their record is and what they do. Let's do what we do well. And, hey, it's been working really well of late. And why not here? You just beat 3 very good teams in a row. They know they can do it, but let's see what happens in the first half here when they come out. It's going to be a whole different animal here dealing with City College of San Francisco. First few minutes, I think, absolutely key for Santa Monica. The longer that they can stay in the game, keep it in the game, the more obviously that behooves them.
Well, let's see who can sustain it from the get. We're about ready to go.
Teams heading out onto the floor, and we'll give you the starting 5. Santa Monica first, Teddy Parham, Jordan Wilson, Kyle Young, Leandrew Knight, and Marcus Harris. It's a very strong front line. Young, Knight, and Marcus Harris up front, Parham and Wilson in the backcourt. Meanwhile, City College of San Francisco, they'll go 10 deep. Malcolm Johnson, Austin McCullough in the front court, Deshaun Winston, along with Alec Check in the backcourt. Walter Urbina plays in the middle for City College of San Francisco.
Urbina, just a freshman. He's a bounce back from San Jose State, and you expect him to be a big focal point in terms of what they want to do. And City College of San Francisco, I want to say it was Eddie Stansberry a year ago who really showed out in the final. And remember, CCSF was on their heels in the semis versus Cerritos. They were able to get the win en route to the title last year.
Yeah, had to make a big-time comeback themselves and then outlast San Diego City in a terrific championship. And they're back here again eyeing a similar run. And they'll get it started here with Santa Monica. Of course, the winner of this one will meet Citrus on Saturday in the semifinals.
Malcolm.
Working our way through the quarterfinals. Sorry, Michael.
We talk about the lineup here, City College of San Francisco, teams that play in the north, and they'll have we'll get right.
The Corsairs, which is a French pirate ship, Michael?
Yes, sir.
If my memory is right.
No, just a French pirate.
French pirate, okay. I keep on wanting to throw ship in there. The Corsairs in the road blue jerseys. City College of San Francisco in the whites, working from right to left in the first half. We're underway. Johnson on a drive, leaves it for Urbina, who throws it down.
Urbina is a local product from Los Angeles, and he's playing, we talked about he's a bounce back, and we see it right off the bat, a dunk to get things started for the Rams.
We talked about how the Corsairs want to come out. How about the way that City College of San Francisco comes out? And that's a statement early.
That's called a statement. And I would expect Santa Monica to call an early timeout if we see another lackadaisical defensive possession that resulted in what we just saw from Urbina.
Parham off to Wilson. Quick pass inside and an offensive foul. Leandrew Knight on the drive, and he picks up the charge.
That's one where Leandrew Knight really gets his money's worth. That's a good job by Urbina. His feet initially inside of the established area and able to shuffle his feet out before the contact got there.
The Corsairs come out in a full court press. Malcolm Johnson at the controls for City College of San Francisco. Drives it on Young to the glass, lost the handle on the way up. Shot no good. Parham hurdling McCullough has the rebound. He's into the front court. Knight gonna drive again, kicks it out.
Santa Monica in a little disarray early here offensively. They just need to settle things down. A team that wasn't expected to be here, and we talked about jitters being a factor early in both of our first two games.
Knight, little hesitation into the lane, lost the handle, and he came down on the baseline. So back-to-back turnovers to start it off for Santa Monica. And Michael, I started to say that if ever there was a team that might not come out with some of the early game jitters, it's the Corsairs, who come in riding high. But they've come out a little bit shaky on the first couple of possessions. Winston driving coast to coast. And that one poked free out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Rams. 18:32 to go in the opening half, just underway. Happy you've joined us. It's the 3C2A Basketball Championships quarterfinal number 3 here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Johnson's double pump won't go. Fighting for the rebound, and it's out of bounds. Back to the Corsairs. Now the Rams will show some full court pressure. They drop off. Parham will walk it up. Mike, what do you make of Parham with the mismatched shoes? Black and white there.
Little rally.
Don't see that too often.
No, maybe it's just a fit thing. Could be an orthotic issue.
Knight drops it off for Harris. Good pass down low. Wilson lays it up and in.
You see the size and power there. Wilson does a great job of taking contact there, legal contact. Expect this to be a very physical game, and both teams really trying to assert themselves.
Winston goes behind the back, and Knight going to pick up the foul. That's a hold, and I believe that's number 2 quickly on Leandrew Knight.
Savannah Zizian with the call, and well, you have to adjust early. What's the tone going to be in terms of letting them play? I thought that was, I don't want to say ticky-tack, but they definitely were not letting them play there, and referees trying to send a message early. First 2 games, a little lenient with the whistle.
Eli DeGreat checks in for Santa Monica.
Great name.
Alec check. Up top, off to Winston. Winston starts a drive, but the foul on DeGreat before the shot. First on DeGreat, third on the Corsairs.
You need to watch the matchup between Urbina and Marcus Harris now. They're going back and forth and looking for position. These are 2 players that they're not going to take much from one or the other.
Winston. Checked closely by DeGreat. Urbina fakes the 3 into the lane, fouled. Urbina going to head to the line for a couple of free throws. Who's this going to be on? And if that's DeGreat, it is. That's quickly 2 on Eli DeGreat. Small problem potentially early for Joshua Thomas. He's got Knight on the bench with 2 fouls quickly. Now DeGreat picks up a couple of fouls in less than a minute. And we'll have another substitution. Well, this is one of the problems in taking on a team like City College of San Francisco. A big and talented team, and in addition to knocking down shots, they're going to be a physical problem, Michael, and they can get you into some foul trouble, and that's what they're doing early, just 2.5 minutes in.
14 fouls already for Santa Monica, and we know that they wanted to be physical, and I think, hey, Coach Justin LeBall, before the game, is probably in the ear of a referee and say, hey, get these guys off of my guys. We want to make sure that we're allowed to operate here. So when you hear that as a referee, what type of an effect is that going to have? Phil Jackson used to be the master of it.
1 out of 2 for Winston at the line. Meanwhile, 3-2. The Rams with the lead. Makai Kimball into the game for the Corsairs. Loose ball fought for, and
jump ball.
Now a tie-up between McCullough and Young. And we've got a jump ball, and this will keep it with Santa Monica.
A little disarray there from both teams, really.
So Wilson, Parham, and Kimball now 3-guard offense with Harris and Young up front for Santa Monica. No changes yet for Justin LeBon. Still with the starting 5. Parham fakes the 3. Urbina way up in the air. Parham on the drive.
Urbina auditioning for high jump opportunities.
Well, listen, if you're going to go for a fake, do it with some gusto.
That's Coach John Taylor would say, get your money's worth.
Urbina. They work it down low. McCullough backing down on Parham, and he lays it up and in.
That just can't happen. You got to be able to stand your ground if you're Parham. Don't give him anything. Just stay in front. Make it a difficult shot.
Yeah, Parham trying to draw the offensive foul. No call coming.
Sometimes from an inexperienced crew, you're going to get that call. This is not an inexperienced crew. You talk about Savon Azizian. We've seen him, I want to say, for the last 5 years up here at the state tournament. And the reason why he's up here is because he's really good. He runs a great crew. Meanwhile,
a short corner jumper for Wilson gives Santa Monica the 1-point lead. Johnson passes on the 3. This is check. Near steal for Kimball. Winston going to work, pulls up from 16 and a very late whistle. And a foul coming on Harris.
Yeah, I thought he caught the hand at the top of the jump, and it was a late whistle, but tough call against Harris. Harris obviously not going to like it.
Well, I imagine that's so frustrating for players. You catch the tail end of the replay there, and Harris, arms straight up, and he's backing away. He's decidedly trying not to commit a foul, and he ends up picking one up anyway.
Right there, we see a little bit more gamesmanship between Harris and Urbina. And Winston off on the first free throw.
The Rams not doing themselves any favors from the line early on. As a team, they shoot 66%. That is 68 in the 3C2A in terms of free throw percentage. So perhaps if there's an Achilles heel that may rear its ugly head in a big moment, we'll see. Right now, the game tied at 6. Parham. Work it across to Kimball. Wilson on a baseline drive in a crowd. Whistle, foul called. Wilson going to head to the line for a couple of free throws. Azizian has the call. This is going to go on Emeka Udenyi, who has checked into the game. You see Udenyi there with the body.
Got him down low. Just a terrific job by Wilson getting to his spot. He's going to get paid at the free throw line. And Santa Monica, who comes in as the 4 seed from the north, looking pretty composed here for 4 seed. It's the top team in the state.
58% foul shooter Jordan Wilson hits the first. Second free throw up and good. Yeah, a couple of turnovers on the first couple of possessions, Michael, but after that, Santa Monica settling down nicely. Check has that one rejected by Young. Parham wants to run. It's a 4-on-3 if they hurry. 3-pointer off the back iron. Kimball can't get it to go, and a foul on the rebound as McCullough is sent sprawling.
5 on. This is going to be on Wilson, and I wonder if we can go back and see the replay because there was some extracurricular here, Emery.
Well, let's see if we can let it run here. We got that now. We're going to come out of that just a bit, and we'll see if we can get that. But McCullough on the rebound, sent to the floor.
See if we maybe have the main shot on that one.
Timeout on the floor with 15:34 to go, and Santa Monica leading it 8-6.
Emery, let's see if we can go back to that last one, but on the main shot.
Yeah, there you go.
You see Wilson clear out with the elbow, and I think they're going to call an intentional foul. So this is going to be 2 shots in the ball, I want to say, when we come back.
Yeah, lesson here, if you're Jordan Wilson, if you're going to throw someone to the floor, don't make it look that easy.
Yeah.
Jordan Wilson just really tossing McCullough aside, and all kidding aside, I think that's the kind of very strong play that's going to draw the attention of the officials and get you in that intentional foul territory.
Yeah, and to be fair, to Santa Monica, I think City is selling that play there. I think it's a good job of selling it, but at the same time, are they going to rule that it was a player selling the play, or was there a little bit more of an intent there? Because I think the directive from CCSF is trying to really get under the skin here, and early on, I think that's exactly what the Rams are intending to do. And McCullough, had really gotten kind of, it's a murky situation down low when you get tied up with a player, because what are you grabbing on? When you're locked in with another player and his hands down at the midsection, sometimes there's some punching going on, sometimes there's some grabbing going on, and we don't know what happened down there, and all we saw was the elbow.
Meanwhile, they have McCullough with a foul. So I think the ref's seeing it along the same lines. McCullough goes down again.
5-second call.
5-second call. The turnover gives it back to Santa Monica.
So did they maybe call? Okay, so what the call was, I think there was a double foul called. The arrow was, they haven't changed the arrow.
Yeah, and they still don't have Jordan Wilson with a foul. So Wilson didn't get a foul. At least according to the scoreboard as of right now.
I'd like to get some explanation there as to what happened that last time up.
Yeah. Young backing down, lays it up and in. Working on Malcolm Johnson in the low post.
Well, what did John Taylor tell us? Santa Monica has some size, and they're going to use it. We see it right there, wreaking havoc down on the low block.
Meanwhile, Dale Curry has checked in for City College of San Francisco. Deshaun Winston pulls up at the foul line, the shot around and out. Jordan Wilson pulls down the rebound. The Corsairs with a 4-point lead in the ball. Aram kicks it out. Kimball on the drive off the bottom of the board and out of bounds. And Kimball was looking for Wilson on the perimeter. And a bit of a bad break for the Corsairs as the turnover gives it back to City College of San Francisco. Mecca Denye will walk it up. In on Young to the crossover, to the glass, lays it in.
Denye. Okay.
Denye coast to coast. And that breaks the Corsair run. It's back to a 2-point game.
6'6" freshman from De La Salle.
Lucas Zeman has checked into the game. This is Zeman for three.
Well, I don't know if that was much of a book on Zeman. There is now.
Shoots 34% from long range. McCullough open for three. That's a 4-point play.
What's Parham doing?
Yeah, McCullough is open for this shot.
That's a great reversal here by Udenyi.
Yep. And Parham just follows through and gets McCullough, who will head to the line to try and make it a 4-point play. I think the only challenge for McCullough here is he might have got his bell rung a little bit on that foul. Have to clear his head before he takes the free throw. And there's a big answer. McCullough shoots 49% from three-point range. He licked every bit of it on that one. 80% foul shooter as he heads to the line. Free throw is up and good. So the 4-point play, boy, if you're the Corsairs, it's exactly what you don't want. You push it out to a 5-point lead and you let the Rams right back into it on one play here.
I mean, look at the replay. Parham reels back and tries to block it by coming around, just get into the sideline of the offensive player. Nothing you can do. You don't need to commit the foul there. That's a foul on Udenyi.
That'll be the third on City College of San Francisco, second on Udenyi. Kimball will bring it in near side. Meanwhile, Santa Monica already in the penalty. 17 fouls.
Well, you expected that considering their physical brand of basketball.
Mouton into the game. Kimball open for three. Rimming no. A rebound off to the Rams as Ricketts gets the break going the other way, and the pass out of bounds belongs to Santa Monica. Winston trying to get it to Austin Harris.
Yeah, actually, I think that hit Kyle Young before it went out of bounds. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so the Rams keep it.
Harris back in. I believe Harris has 2 fouls.
So Urbina along with Ricketts and Young up front. Winston and Curry in the backcourt. Meanwhile, the Rams turn it over. Winston tried to throw it off of Kimball.
And got a ricochet right back off of him before he was able to establish.
Yeah. So the Corsairs forced the turnover. Give you the Corsair lineup here momentarily.
City College of San Francisco, they're trying to get into the heads of the Corsairs, and the Corsairs have done a pretty good job of keeping their composure and playing better. Now the Rams just need to play. I think they're getting into their own heads.
Harris. Work it around. Mouton. 4-3, that's good.
Terrific rhythm from Mouton. He directs traffic. He says, hey, give me a screen right here. I'm going to bury this triple. And he does exactly that. 4-point lead back for Santa Monica.
Chaston Mouton. Harris outside. Ricketts open for 3. Rim's no good. Offensive rebound. Winston.
That just can't happen. If you're Harris down there, you got 3 blue jerseys. And how does Winston come away with the basketball?
Corsairs with the 2-point lead. Zeman off to Iganu. Shin Iganu into the game for Santa Monica. Kimball will try for 3. That's good. Mackay Kimball. The Corsairs starting to get it dialed in from long range. Back to a 5-point lead. This equals their largest.
6-2 run on consecutive triples for Santa Monica.
Austin Harris. Off to Ricketts. Winston. Urbina will try for 3 and hit.
Great form from Urbina. Coach LeBall going to take a timeout right after the made 3 to set up the press.
19-17, 12-13 to go. Quarterfinal number 3. You're watching the 3C2A Men's Basketball Championship on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
Savan Azizian, lead official for tonight's ball game.
Kimball at the controls for Santa Monica. Leaves it for Mouton. Harris will try for 3 and hit.
Well,
bombs away here in Ventura.
It's been
on both sides.
It's been a verbal battle between Urbina and Harris. And after the 3 from Urbina over Harris, Harris responds on the other end. Back to a 5-point advantage for the Corsairs.
Talked about the Corsairs down 9 with 1:37 against San Diego City. They were down 2 at East Los Angeles College in the final minute before going on a 5-0 run to close that one out. Harris in a crowd, blocked by Harris. So Austin Harris rejected by Marcus Harris.
Battle for the name.
And Santa Monica back the other way, looking to extend on a 5-point lead. Harris checked by Urbina. Starts to back down into the lane. Let's see what the call is. Is this going to be an offensive foul?
It's a 2-way battle. I want to see that one more time because I do believe that Harris is trying to create separation there, but I mean, that's an obvious flop from Urbina. Come on.
I mean, I think he came closer to an offensive foul on the move right before.
That's correct.
Sort of extended the arm. It's ironic. Maybe that's a little bit of what they were seeing in that call, but either way.
He sets the precedent there in Urbina. He does a good job of a defender knowing that, hey, look, if he's going to come into me with that shoulder, he does that again, I'm going down.
Yep.
And he sold it like a soccer player.
Great adjustment by Urbina. And the turnover gives it back. Santa Monica goes to a full court press, and Wilson going to pick up the foul. bodying up on Johnson, and that'll send Johnson to the line. 9 team fouls for Santa Monica, so this will be a 1-and-1, but from this point on, now it's going to be 2 free throws on every whistle. Johnson, he averages a little under 14 a game.
You know, going back to that call versus Harris, I think it was an obvious flop, but I think probably more of a makeup non-call on the previous contact before initiated by Harris.
And Johnson misses the front end. Mouton quickly over to Kimball. Down low, Kyle Young. Double team comes, it's on the floor and dug out by Ricketts. The Rams with the steal. The lob looking for Johnson, who manages to come down with it.
Man.
He'll bring it back out. Kicks it out. McCullough open for 3. Bang.
That's a great. That's a suck and kick. Johnson sucks in the defense, and McCullough leaks out to the corner. That is by design. Turn around, open 3.
Sophomore Austin McCullough averaging 15 a game, 14-9. I'll give him credit for the extra point 1, Michael. Rams back within 2. Wilson, a little hesitation into the lane. The floater is up and good.
A great response by Wilson and the Corsairs.
24-20. Johnson still dancing into the lane, in a crowd, blocked by Young, but he gives it up. Check has the steal for the Rams.
Just secure it under your chin.
McCullough into a 3, another 4-point opportunity.
Yeah. Well, it's textbook here. McCullough gets contacted through the shooting motion. I believe we're going to see it again here.
You see just the tail end, and it's Wilson this time.
You can't touch the hand. You cannot, borrowing a word that we used a lot of a couple years ago up at Las Positas, the shooting apparatus, as it's called. You cannot come through that as a defensive player. It's going to get called every time. Can't touch the arm, can't touch the hand.
Maybe Will Cowan's listening in Florida.
I'm sure he's going to tune in at some point.
2 4-point plays for Austin McCullough. Here in the first half, he's got 13, and we're tied again at 24. Well, the Corsairs have twice stepped it out to a 5-point lead.
And both times a 4-point play to match.
Zeman kicks it out. Mouton will try for 3, and it rattles in.
His second triple. Mouton feeling it from deep.
Jason Mouton shoots 29% from 3-point range on the season, but he's knocked down a couple.
This is a team that we've heard a lot about in terms of being very streaky. And that 29% number can be a little deceiving at times.
Harris comes up empty on the drive, but the Rams are back. Corsairs with the 3-point lead and the ball. Parham directs traffic. Iganu. Corner to Mouton, driving on Johnson. Out to Zeman for 3, in and out. A whistle on the rebound as Young battles with Ricketts. And they're going to get Ricketts for the foul.
Ricketts can't believe it, but I think that's a good call. And Young got position there and looked like he was going to go up with a basket. Baseline out of bounds now for the Corsairs. 4th team foul?
Corsairs 5 of 8 from 3-point range so far here in the first half, and they have the 3-point lead. Parham off the back iron. Long rebound to Winston. Winston jets into the front court, but the Corsairs are back.
Winston has to be careful because he looks like he's carrying the basketball a couple times.
Check, sets and fires and gets it.
Check 1, check 3.
So Alec Check with his first 3. And a tie ball game at 27. Well, how about the Rams? 5 of 6 from 3-point range here in the first half as Mouton goes for the triple. And the long rebound tapped around. Young has it. Good feed down low to Zeman.
Beautiful basketball.
That was Mouton with the touch pass. 29-27. Corsairs lead it by 2. Winston spins into the lane. Tries to feed it down low looking for Harris, and the ball is loose and off to Parham.
Spacing just not there. In Santa Monica, we talked about teams they're game planning to not let the other team do what they want to do, and Santa Monica has done a really good job. And if you think about the tenor of this first half, City's been bailed out by a couple of 4-point play opportunities that have allowed the Rams to close the gap. They still trail it by 2, but this is a lead that could be a little bit more significant for Santa Monica.
Yeah, you think Santa Monica, the hot shooting, exactly what they need. Scary to think that the Rams, where might they be without their own hot shooting?
Both teams trading, and Santa Monica with the better of it.
Trying to lob down low, looking for Young in a crowd, and the whistle comes in. This is going to go against Urbina, I believe.
That's a great post entry. Unbelievable post entry, threading the needle from the outside, intended for Young.
They got Deshaun Winston. Winston's first, the 5th on City College of San Francisco. Cheston Mouton will bring it in. What a lift he has given the Corsairs off the bench with a couple of threes. Parham will set things up, shot clock at 15. Down to 7. Parham comes up shooting from 3, missed everything.
Just not a very good offensive set for Santa Monica. Very stagnant, no movement off of the ball. One-on-one, hey, set a screen for me here. The screen was late, the shot was late. No rhythm. It's an air ball.
One of the dangers when you're as dominant as City College of San Francisco has been this season is how often are they really in close games, and that's something that's almost undoubtedly going to happen to them at some point this weekend. But their run through the playoffs, all double-digit wins through much of the season. Emphatic victory. Scoop from Urbina won't go. Tipped up, no, and the rebound is loose on the floor. Winston battling. It's out of bounds. It's going to stay with City College of San Francisco. They're going to say it's off of DeGrade. But it's hard to prepare, Michael. You look ahead maybe to a close second half when you have had one-sided victories for the most part all year long. And that's how good this City College of San Francisco team has been.
Well, McCullough was here a year ago, I believe.
This is McCullough on the baseline. Working around to Johnson. Johnson, hard drive, lays it up. No good. Tip won't go. And a rebound foul. See who this is going to be on. Is this going to be on Makai Kimball?
Ooh, that's a hard hitting of the head. We're going to go back and we're going to see the collision. Oh, right there.
Yeah, boy. Still down.
Stoy, who did they call the foul on?
It looked like it was going to be on Santa Monica because it looked like they were setting up to stay on this end of the floor, but I didn't see the exact the call was.
You look at the replay, it was CCSF that came flying through.
Oh, sorry.
And then you see Santa Monica, their player hits the deck as a result of the collision of the CCSF guy coming through, and Joshua Thomas.
Yeah, on the scoreboard, I believe they have it down as Makai Kimball. And that's a look from earlier in the first half. See the first 4-point play for McCullough. And it was Eli DeGrade being helped up, and he is walking off on his own power.
Obviously, with head injuries being such a focal point in athletics, you wonder, might he be getting checked for a concussion on the sideline? We obviously hope not to see that, but such a big proponent, and it's incredible because Winston is going to go to the line here, and I thought he was part of the offending party.
Winston, a 79% foul shooter, which is a little over 13 points a game on the season.
And during that break in action, Joshua Thomas, the head coach for Santa Monica, was talking to the referees, just like, hey, look, their guy came through and pummeled my guy to the floor, but we get the foul?
Winston, 1 out of 2. 29-28, Santa Monica with the lead. 4 seed in the North, Santa Monica playing the play-in game just a couple of weeks ago. And here they are in the State 8. Meanwhile, the Rams trying to finish off a dominating season. The three-pointer around and out, but off to Parham, who lays it up and in.
Parham cleaning up the garbage. Another great offensive set for Santa Monica.
Corsairs keep it alive, and it's Parham the beneficiary. 3-point lead for Santa Monica. Urbina drops it off for Malcolm Johnson. Now whistle off the ball as McCullough goes down again.
It's going to be a foul on check, I want to say.
Remember a player at Purdue, Brian Cardinal, when he played at Purdue, and I think he played in the NBA for a few years.
Yeah, the name rings a bell.
Brian Cardinal, because McCullough's got a little bit of that. Every time I look up, Austin McCullough's on the floor, just throwing himself around out there, and that was a little bit of kind of what Brian Cardinal brought to the table. Another very good shooter as well at that level, and so it's fun to watch McCullough. He gets after it. 31-28. Meanwhile, the foul against Alec Check gives it back to the Corsairs. Drop it down low. Young, great position. And he puts it up and in.
Urbina can't do anything there. And Young, Urbina's saying that Young hooks him. If that's a hook, that's a very subtle hook down low.
Check on the baseline, has it stripped out.
Parham.
Quickly ahead, Mouton in on Check, blocked by Urbina. But a foul called. Is this going to go against Urbina?
Or Check. I think they're going to. Savon's looking for Urbina.
So a foul on Urbina.
Looked like a pretty clean block up top by Urbina. I thought it was Check down low with the foul. We're going to see it right here. So Check gets him right there, and then the foul is called. Well, I guess you could say Urbina got him with his ankle and his head.
I think it's one of those things where I think it's a really good play by Mouton, who manages to sort of get his body into Urbina, and then it's a very hard call not to make. There's some contact there. A cagey play by Mouton, who probably figures he's going to get that shot blocked.
Yep.
Just get himself to the line. And now the Corsairs have opened up their largest lead of the first half at 6. One more free throw coming for Mouton.
Really impressed by Walter Urbina, big-time athlete. Division I bounce back, and only a freshman.
Mouton, a 70% foul shooter, hits them both. 35-28, that one nearly got away from Ricketts. Winston, as they clear it out, working on Parham, now gets it back to Curry, who will fire for 3. Off the back iron, the long rebound. Out to Austin Harris, and the Rams get another chance. Winston with the high archer, barely grazed iron. Young has the rebound, and a foul off the ball. This will be a 1-1 for Kyle Young, the 8th team foul on City College of San Francisco. So they're starting to catch up to the Corsairs.
You know, much like we saw last game, Fresno City not allowing Chafee to get in any type of offensive rhythm. We have not seen City being able to get in their offensive flow. And we see Santa Monica, the 4 seed from the south, thinking upset, now up 8 after the made free throw from Young.
5:05 to go in the first half. And if you're the Corsairs, how do you like it, Michael? You're up 8. You've even weathered some hot shooting from the Rams, and you're still right where you want to be. Urbina backing down low, flicks a pass down to Odenyi, who lays it up and in. That's a good feed from Urbina.
Yeah, I think Ricketts.
Sorry about that. Thank you.
That's all right.
Yeah, Ricketts with the finish. 36-30. That breaks the Corsair run. Young trying to establish down low. Well, Amitai Afenjar has checked into the game for the Corsairs. Mouton misses from 3, and Curry with the good box out.
More fool's gold here. If I can borrow a term from our broadcasting partner in crime from Game 2, John Taylor. Look, that was a really good shot for Mouton and a good look. He's hit 2 threes in this first half. He just misses on his 3rd attempt. Meanwhile,
Parham fouls Curry, and that's going to send him to the line. In the first couple of games that we've seen, very few free throws. Some of that a little bit is the styles of play. Some of it maybe is the officials letting him play. But this has been a decidedly more physical contest. We're seeing a lot more free throws here.
I think when you have one team saying, hey, look, this is a very physical brand of basketball, if the whistles were going to be as lenient as they were in the first 2 games, it's advantaged Santa Monica. But I think somebody was chirping in the air, a referee before the game, saying, hey, look, keep them off my guys. I think Coach LeBall was probably saying something to that effect. In Santa Monica, they've been in the double bonus, or in the double penalty rather, for a while. So you have to figure that was the case. But on the flip side, now you're shortening the leash for your guys as well.
Malcolm Johnson averaging 20 points a game in the postseason for City College of San Francisco, scoreless so far here in the first half. And the Corsairs have done a great job against him. Meanwhile, an over and back violation gives it back to City College of San Francisco. 4:02 remaining in the first half. But the Rams go so very deep in terms of offensive players that can contribute. You just never know who it's going to be. Different players seemingly every night. Winston off to Curry. Ricketts in the low post. Hard drive. Shot no good, but a foul called, and Ricketts will head to the line for a couple of free throws. It'll be his first trip to the line. City College of San Francisco 6 of 11 as a team on the foul line in the first half. Ricketts readies the free throw. And it's round and out.
Well, look, if you heard the banter from the crowd, somebody yelled out brick, and Ricketts obliged.
And they can hear it because McCullough took a free throw earlier, and you got the same call, and McCullough made sure to give a point out to the crowd when the ball went in. So that's not going to work on me. You may as well save your breath, because it's not going to work on me. 36-32.
Yeah, go get a hot dog or something.
1 out of 2 from Ricketts. Affenjar out to Zeman, open 3, rimming no. Rebound on the floor. Curry and Winston battling with Kimball, and the foul going to go against Santa Monica. They'll walk to the other end, and it's Winston who will attempt the free throws. The Rams in the double bonus, so this will be 2 free throws for Deshaun Winston.
Probably a pretty good second half in the making here. And for everybody watching right now, you have some friends, you have some family that want to watch this game live on the YouTube app on any device. You have a smartphone, tablet, PC. You got an Apple TV or a Roku or even an Amazon Fire Stick. Use the YouTube app, SoCal College Sports 1. That is our YouTube channel. Be notified of alerts. Subscribe to our channel at SoCal College Sports 1.
Meanwhile, Winston hits both free throws. 36-34. Corsairs with the 2-point lead. Dyson Hughes has checked in, so Joshua Thomas has had to go very deep into his bench here in this first half. The runner from Kimball won't go, and the rebound tapped out to Curry. Here come the Rams. They can take the lead with a long one. Curry scoops it up, shot won't go, but the follow is up and good. Austin Harris getting on the offensive glass. The Rams on a 6-0 run have tied it up at 36. Timeout on the floor. Quarterfinal action, you're watching the 3C2A Men's Basketball Championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. All tied up, 2:48 to go here in the first half. Mouton, Kimball, Offenjar, Zeman, and Marcus Harris on the floor for Santa Monica. Kimball drops it down low, looking for Zeman. And a foul on Urbina.
Second foul, I believe.
This will be a 1-and-1, non-shooting foul, but Corsairs, I should say the Rams, in the penalty.
That's
so Zeman heading to the line.
Urbina's second foul, so he's going to come off. I would wager he's not coming back for the rest of the first half.
Safe wager. Austin Harris on, so it's Harris, Johnson, Check, McCullough, and Curry on the floor for City College of San Francisco. Lucas Zeman, 80% foul shooter, and he hits the first. One out of two for Zeman. Rebound out to Check. Quickly back the other way. McCullough, turnaround shot, rims high, no good. Johnson trying to keep it alive. The Corsairs have it. Amitay Offenjar gives it off to Mouton. Winding down to 2 minutes to go in the first half. Skip pass. Offenjar into the paint, kicks it back outside, shot clock down to 3. Now Kimball's got to hurry, Mouton's just got to jack it up and gets it to go!
A prayer at the end of the shot clock. Santa Monica extends their lead to 4.
How about Mouton with 11?
He got a hat trick of threes here in the first.
The lead is 4 for the Corsairs. Curry splits the double team, forces one up, that goes. So Curry with the drive and score, 40-38. Rams back within 2.
It's been back and forth affair here, Jeffrey.
Yeah, this has been an entertaining first half, even with all the fouls. Plenty of highlights for the guys to work with. 1 minute to go is a foul off the ball.
Is that Check? Yeah. That was Johnson. Johnson's struggles continue here.
And this will be 2 free throws. Now for Offenjar. He shoots 63%. Santa Monica, again, in this matchup, trying to continue the Cinderella run here. And this is what's so hard. We saw this last year when you think about that game against Cerritos. This is what's so hard about playing against the Rams. They played a great first half, executed very well, shot really lights out, and they're still in a nip and tuck affair, and you think, all right, we got to do this for 20 more minutes now. And that's what's so tough about beating deep, well-coached team. But the Corsairs, with less than a minute to go in the first half, they're on their way. They've got the 4-point lead. They are absolutely in this one. In fact, better than in this one, as Harris goes down hard and a whistle comes in. This is going to be a foul on Santa Monica, and it is Zeman who picks up the foul. That's his second. Austin Harris will pick himself up and head to the line. Hits the first free throw. Hughes at the scorer's table. on Offenjar. Double bonus all around, so Harris will have a couple of free throws. Sorry.
Well, sorry there, Story. Harris pushes off there twice. Wow. Tide continues to be in favor of City, although they're down by 2, but they can be equalized here at the end of the first half, and Santa Monica has done such a great job of solidifying control. That's going to be a 0-0 ball game going into the second half.
Harris still perfect at the line. One more coming. And that went in and out. Mouton will fire from 35, no good. And we head to the locker room, the Corsairs. 42-41, they'll take a 1-point lead into halftime. You're watching the 3C2A Men's and Women's Basketball Championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
It's more than March. It's kinship, resilience, trust. It's love, a feeling of purpose, pure. It's your ode of honor, a melody of madness, until only one remains. The lights go dim, the crowd's roaring, but it's only you. You are the game.
Jordan Wilson. Meanwhile, the Rams, who will have the ball first, come out with Malcolm Johnson of Deshaun Winston in the backcourt, Austin McCullough, Alec Check, and Urbina round out the five.
Well, we're watching on screen right now to see who's going to have possession, who's going which direction.
Yeah.
And
no, okay, the Corsairs are going to have it working right to left here in the second half.
I'm not sure if that's correct. I believe the last jump ball went in favor of SMC.
Well, interesting that Kyle Young does not start the game, or should say, does not start the second half in the lineup.
Long conversation before the start of this first half between referees and the head coaches. And I think it's a conversation where they're saying, hey, look, both of you guys need to knock it off. Tell your guys to stop starting things. There's a lot of extracurricular going on, a lot of talking, and I think we're going to see a quick trigger in terms of the whistle here in the second half, and that's going to be a point of emphasis here going forward.
Yeah, we had 27 fouls called between the two teams in the first half, so it was already pretty quick. But will it get quicker? Check with a good feed inside to Urbina, who's hammered. So Walter Urbina going to head to the line. Saw Wilson get the second half started with a jumper to give the Corsairs the 3-point lead, but now Urbina with a couple of free throws coming.
Urbina with some words for Harris. Remember, we didn't see a lot of Harris in that first half, and Harris a big part of what Santa Monica wants to do. Harris is bothered and plagued by foul trouble. Still SMC with a 3-point lead. Now, did they change the score? I thought it was a 1-point lead at the
No, Wilson hit a shot.
You're right.
While we were talking. Meanwhile, Urbina misses the first free throw, and this has been something of a trouble spot for the Rams.
And we're going to see left sub Harris. Harris just picked up his points.
So you got Harris and Young both on the bench. So Joshua Thomas on that Corsair sideline having to juggle the lineup here. This quarterfinal against the Rams, but here they are with the 2-point lead, 1 out of 2 for Urbina.
Juggling the lineup, and he has a lead against the top team in the state.
Wilson, as Young has checked into the game, so Young is out there. Kyle Young on the floor, replacing Harris. Trying to establish down low. The pass rifled, and it goes out of bounds. Looking for Zeman, and they're going to say that Zeman's the last to touch it.
I thought Urbina last to hit that.
Yeah. Well, Urbina definitely got a piece. And it looked like maybe Zeman just got a fingertip on it. So here come the Rams, trailing by 2. Winston faces up on Knight. Shot clock at 14. Winston drives the lane, stops and pops from 10 feet. Too strong. Zeman with the board. Pretty good look, but Winston can't convert. Zone defense for the Rams. 2-1-2. They lob it down low for Young. Fakes and goes glass to lay it in.
Look at that horse shot reverse layup. I don't even know if he was looking at the rim.
That's a great move by Young. Good pump fake, and he gets the finish. 46-42. Winston, offensive foul. Going to get Urbina setting the screen, and if they do, that's his third, and it is.
Urbina and Harris both with 3 fouls.
I'll tell you, watching the action today, I think it's getting to be a very dicey situation to have one of your key players setting that high screen. We're seeing a lot of players getting into foul trouble, doing little more than that.
Well, the problem is that they're trying to initiate their role before the players come in, and some of that can be attributed to the ball player, but the person who's going to have the foul called them is the person setting the screen.
Zeman misses from 18 feet.
It's a carry.
Johnson on the rebound, and Malcolm Johnson still scoreless tonight. Drives to the glass, fouled. And they'll have a couple of free throws coming. Johnson, who's had 22 and 18 points in the 2 postseason wins for the Rams, but has had decidedly tougher going here tonight against this Corsair defense. First free throws up and no good. 13 of 21, now 14 of 22 for the Rams from the line as a team. Johnson 1 out of 2. 46-43. Wilson lobs looking for Young, but Johnson's got the steal. Johnson pushed by Wilson.
Instead of threading the needle, he buried the needle.
Yeah, Johnson was pretty well onto that play. And that's a tough pass there because you see the help coming from the weak side very quickly as well. They're very focused on Kyle Young, are the Rams defensively.
Yeah, and with good reason. Young's been very, very good here today. And you see Harris come in with 3 fouls pretty early here. You got to be smart.
Johnson on the baseline. Good feed. McCullough short, corner, short. Young has that one knocked away by Johnson, but out of bounds, so the Corsairs have it back. Well, you see McCullough bury it from 20 feet, getting fouled 2 times when he's done it, but misfires from 10 feet. That's one of those quirks of the game. It's weird. Maybe his easiest shot of the night, but didn't get that one to go. Meanwhile, Chasen Mouton, who led the Corsairs in scoring in the first half with 11 points, is on. This is Mouton. Harris has returned as well for the Corsairs. Zeman at the elbow.
Good close.
Mouton gets outside. Harris fakes, steps in and fires. That's good.
Great rhythm there. And he gets Johnson up in the air on the pump fake and the finish.
Harris with 5. 48-43 as the Corsairs lead is 5. Udenyi on the low block. Check fakes back to Udenyi into the lane. Turnaround shot is up and good. Mecca Udenyi in the low post. 48-45. 16-23 and counting remaining in the game. Corsairs trying to pull the big upset against the top-seeded Rams. Parham fakes, now fires from 3. Didn't get any. Zeman tries to save it now. The pass out to Johnson. He'll head in and jam it. Well, Harris almost got back in time, but Johnson with the flush. And the Rams back within 1. Well, maybe that'll get Malcolm Johnson going. That's his first field goal. He's got 3 points.
All I have to do is see one go in that case, flush one home.
Mouton drives the lane, forces one up, and a whistle and a foul called. And Mouton going to get himself to the line for a couple of free throws. Sean Winston commits the foul. Mouton, much more of a role player for much of this season, but in the postseason, he has seen an increase in playing time, and he has responded, averaging just under 10 points a game over the last 3 games during this playoff run, and he's going to improve on that number already. He had 11 in the first half.
It's incredible.
As he heads to the line.
What you see at this level here, Stoy, in terms of players during the first half of the season, over the course of a season, the amount of growth that you can see at this level. And when you get that confidence, when coach puts you in and gives you extended minutes, are you ready? Have you been working on your craft? Have you been working on your game? And Mouton has absolutely done that.
Yes.
He leads all scorers, or he leads Santa Monica with 12.
Johnson, stutter step, and that pass deflected and stolen as Parham has it for the Corsairs. Young off to Parham, shot clock down to 7. Parham nearly lost the handle. Starts a drive on Johnson. I'm going to say that Johnson gave him a little push, and he did.
That's one of those tight whistles that we were talking about at the start of the second half. The conversation between both head coaches, and Joshua Thomas and Justin LeBaugh. These short whistles.
Both teams with 3 fouls here in the second half. Mouton dancing on the dribble. Into the lane. Johnson reads that pass and has the steal. Here comes Johnson. around Zeman, hangs in the air, shot off the glass, won't go. And the ball tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with City College of San Francisco.
Great job by Young, staying straight up on that one. And he is such a presence down low. We'll talk about the size. Really playing a key factor in the struggles offensively for San Francisco City.
Winston will bring it in, baseline left. Drops it for Johnson, double pump, might have been partially blocked. Zeman has the rebound.
Young.
Parham into the lane, double pump, shot no good, but a foul called. This is going to go against Austin McCullough. That's his second. And Parham back to the line.
That's a great job by Parham, just really putting the onus on the official. Hey, you're going to have to make a call here. McCullough didn't do enough to get there quickly enough to draw a charge.
Parham with 4 points in the game. First free throw in the air and in the basket. Well, we keep on talking about how the Corsairs will push it out to a small lead and the Rams have responded, but you get the feeling as we get into the second half here that the Rams go on a little run, and every time so far the Corsairs have responded.
Both teams trading back and forth, but Santa Monica throughout has got the better of it. They have a 5-point lead.
Parham perfect at the line. 52-47.
Talking about ebb and flow. Big fight this weekend, Stoy.
Absolutely. McCullough back to Winston. Udenyi back outside, check open for 3 off the back iron. And a whistle on the rebound going against City College of San Francisco, so the Corsairs can extend on a 5-point lead.
Well, back to the big fight this weekend. It's Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia. Why is that significant? Well, we're in Ventura. Mikey Garcia fights out of Oxnard, which incidentally is where we're staying.
Yeah, just when we got here. He's probably already in Texas now, I suppose, but...
Is that where the fight is? Look of it. So I thought there was a lot of ball there, and maybe.
Yeah, it looks like Kimball's going to get the foul. It's his second.
At the end there, I think Kimball kind of drags him down by the wrist. So I think it's a late whistle, but a good one. We'll slow it down here. We'll see Kimball get ball, but then drags him down by the. And that's
it's that left arm.
Yeah, that's a great job, guys. Thank you, Ryan Wilmore, Emery Johnson in the cockpit today, throughout the weekend.
Winston with a couple of free throws coming. It's the first. One out of 2 for Winston, 52-48. Corsairs have the 4-point lead in the ball. Kimball pops out. Off to Parham. Shot clock at 11. Parham on the drive. Tries the interior feed to Young. And that one broken up and stolen. Winston will try for 3. It's short. Long rebound, and Kyle Young's got it. Outlets to Parham, but the Rams get back. 13 minutes to go. Harris. Off to Parham. Shot clock down to 10.
Well, Jeff, in game 2, we saw a lot of Fresno City really taking the air out of the ball, a lot of ball movement, and they're working deep into the possession.
Kimball for a 3.
And hitting shots just like that. Fresno punched their ticket to semifinal Saturday, and SMC thinking upset here, up 7. under 12:30 to go.
Yeah, you wind 30 seconds off the clock and then bury a tray. Curry will try to answer. Too strong. The rebound on the floor, and the foul going to go against McCullough. McCullough just trying to get out of there. Now we'll come in and break things up. See there, that's a good job by Makai Kimball too. I think Parham gets up. He's maybe a little agitated. And just want to keep everybody calm. Here's Santa Monica. Hey, it's going our way right now. Timeout on the floor. Justin LeBeau going to burn a timeout for the Rams. 12:15 to go in the ballgame. Santa Monica thinking upset. They're leading by 7. It's the 3C2A men's and women's basketball championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Santa Monica leading by 7. Parham over the line. Parham along with Kimball, Knight, Harris, and Young on the floor for the Corsairs. The fadeaway from Knight is short, but Young has the rebound, and he lays it in. Kyle Young on the offensive glass. The Corsairs have their largest lead at 9. They'll head to the line for 2 free throws.
Crowd wanted to travel. I thought he was receiving the ball into his step, and then that's why he was moving into it. I don't think it's something where he came from a dead stop and then went into it. That's a good no call there.
Misses the first free throw.
Did look a little awkward. What do we often say, Stoy? It looks awkward.
And so you're going to get the call. You're going to see the call. Parham misses both free throws. The Rams still within 9. Ricketts back to Curry. A lob looking for Urbina in the crowd, but a good job by Kimball. Kimball in on Check. The shot high off the board, and Check has the rebound. Transition the other way, shot blocked by Young, and now a late whistle. What's the call?
I think it's Harris coming in for the rebound over Curry, which is going to be only the 15th foul. Wow, is this going to be on a... Okay, yeah, it is going to be on a tap, and yeah, Harris does come with the arm down.
And that is
Curry.
the 4th foul on Harris. So that is a big call potentially.
Huge development. And that's a frustration play. I want to see on the play right before that, Urbina had got into Harris on the free throw down low, and Harris is saying, hey, look, this guy's hooking me. How come you're not calling it? He's talking to the referee. He's a little late to get down there. He's in the mix. And then the frustration mounting. He comes down with the hand, and that's something where, if the frustration isn't there, maybe he has the peace of mind to think, hey, I'm playing with 3 fouls. This isn't a good move. Maybe I'm just going to go straight up. That time, that was more of a fiery play. And
Harris
on the bench right now. Joshua Thomas talking to him, trying to settle down his star player.
5 points in the game for Harris, but the Corsairs have weathered it quite well, thank you, leading by 7.
Well, we covered a game last week. Lance Coleman, who we'll see later on tonight for Fullerton, leading scorer in the season for the Hornets. He had an off game, but they were able to punch their ticket versus Southwestern.
7-point lead.
You got to get the ball down to Young.
Kimball with the shot clock at 6. Picked up by Johnson. Knight. Whistle off the ball. 3-second violation gives it back to the Rams.
Young's got to get out.
30-second timeout with 10:26 to go. We'll step aside briefly and rejoin you from Ventura at the 3C2A Championships on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Urbina, along with Check, McCullough, and Malcolm Johnson. The lob for Urbina, but he can't quite get the handle.
It was there. Coach Labat at the timeout looking for something to ignite his squad. Love the play call, just can't finish.
Parham gets a screen from Zeman. Tries to feed that one back door, but the steal for Johnson. Johnson leading the break, but fires that one out of bounds. Too wide for Curry. Rams pick up the pressure, full court. Mouton in the corner. Gets it back from Kimball. Mouton with the shot clock at 8. Step back, 3 short. Long rebound, batted around, and Urbina's got it. For City College of San Francisco.
Stagnant offensively.
Johnson in from the right. Ripped out by Zeman. 3-on-2, Mouton leading the break, shot up, no good, the ball out of bounds.
Should stay here.
And it's going to stay with Santa Monica. Meanwhile, there's a Corsair player a little bit slow getting up. It's Wilson, Jordan Wilson. And taking a shot there to the midsection.
We'll call it the midsection.
Cleaning it up a little bit.
Maybe a little south. Oh, the euphemisms.
Shot clock at 23 as Mouton brings it in. Wilson, hard drive to the glass, lays it in. Back out to a 9-point lead. High post to Denye. McCullough steps into a 3, around and out. Rebound on the floor. Knight giving chase, and Udenyi is going to pick up the foul. Gave Landrew Knight a little push, and you see the Corsair bench and fans behind them getting into it. And Michael, they're starting to sense a real opportunity here with 8:43 to go in this game, and the Corsairs up 9.
City came in with the game plan, and I think it's easy to get caught up. You know, only one loss on the season. They went undefeated in conference play. And they're up against the 4 seed from the South who played in a play-in game. And I wonder if San Francisco City subconsciously came in and said, you know what, this is going to be a cakewalk. And right now they're in an absolute dogfight against a very talented squad, a very athletic squad. Santa Monica can get stops when they need them, and they can score whenever they want. San Francisco City, very hot and cold, and more cold in this game. They're down by 9, 8:31 to go. Now look, a year ago versus Cerritos, this is about the time where they flipped the switch. But I don't see any Eddie Stansberrys out there currently for San Francisco City.
Winston misses from long range. The rebound out of bounds, but it'll stay with City College of San Francisco. So another chance here. Meanwhile, in the last couple of minutes, we've seen some missed free throws for the Corsairs. So remember that. If this one tightens up down the stretch, a couple of opportunities for the Corsairs to extend on the lead. And they missed those chances. But right now, the Rams need to make something happen. Quickly into Udenyi's shot off the glass is good, and one. 3-point opportunity for Emeka Udenyi. Boy, Zeman, pretty good position. That was a very close call, but the blocking call, well, he might have been in the designated area. He's going to get the foul. Either way, Udenyi with a free throw coming. Missed the free throw. 59-52. Wilson fans it out. Mouton going to bring it out and run some clock.
That's great court awareness and gentlemanship by Mouton.
Knight, who's been playing the second half with 3 fouls. As that one poked away by Winston. Curry wants to run. In on Wilson, lays it in.
They could take a timeout here, yep.
59-54. Joshua Thomas wants a timeout, 7:45 to go. The Rams are back within 5. You're watching the quarterfinals in the 3C2A Men's Basketball Championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Work at the length of the court, 7:45 to go. They lead it 59-54. Winner of this game plays Citrus on Saturday in men's semifinal number 1. Still to come, Santa Rosa and Fullerton at the conclusion of this game. Wilson. Checked by Udenyi.
Curry.
And Curry with the steal. Curry in on Zeman, scoops, foul called. Zeman got him with the body.
I thought Curry initiated down low. We're going to see the replay.
Yeah, I think Curry right there is just going right into his body, and that's a good heady play by Curry there. I think he knows he's going to get that call. He can get any contact on the drive.
He's putting the pressure on the official, and based on the theme of this ball game anyway, that it's going to get called. I think you're maybe wondering if Harris is going to check back in pretty soon here.
Curry with 7 points on the night, and he gets the roll on the first free throw. Well, the lead was 9. Curry now with a chance to cut it to 3. And you made the point, Michael, this is about the time that the Rams started their run against the Falcons in that dramatic semifinal win last year. So far, the Corsairs have had an answer every time the Rams have started a run. Mouton jets in from the right, missed the layup. Urbina battling Young for the rebound. Whistles come in. It's going to be a jump ball. This is going to go back to the Rams. What do you do at this point if you're the Corsairs and the Rams start to amp up the pressure on both ends of the floor, pick up the intensity? Well, where do the Corsairs go, especially with Harris right now on the bench?
It's tough. I think they're trying to initiate through Mouton, but the problem is that Mouton's being denied. I know he's not on the floor right now, but you got to run your stuff. Don't get frazzled. Don't let the pressure bother you.
Blocking call on Knight. That'll be his 4th. Non-shooting foul, but Santa Monica in the penalty. This will be a 1-and-1.
It's so easy to get caught up in knee-jerk reactions here. With a team that starts to up the pressure defensively, they make you want to do what you don't want to do and speeding things up. Santa Monica's been very methodical here in the second half, playing with the lead, really milking the clock, milking possessions. And San Francisco City, they've made an adjustment here to speed them up within the half court. Go to Young, enter in at the high post, set good and legal screens. I think it'll be fine.
Meanwhile, Winston misses the front end.
Giving away free points.
Rams have gotten themselves to the line, but the free throw percentage tonight has been an issue. Wilson lobs down low. Young misses the layup.
2 missed layups on back-to-back possessions here for the Corsairs.
Check off to Winston. Flies in from the left, but missed the reverse. Young continues to control the boards for the Corsairs. Wilson trying to get away from a double team. Winston has the steal. Here comes Winston in 1-on-3. Leaves it for Johnson, who can't get the layup to go.
Johnson.
Back and forth we go. Parham's long pass. Too strong for Afenjar, who steps on the baseline going back to the Rams. So both teams, they're not exactly showtime. I think trying to run the break each way and coming up empty, but it's back to City College of San Francisco with 6:12 to go, 59-56. The Corsairs with the lead. The Rams with the basketball, trailing by 3. Meanwhile, Marcus Harris, the leading scorer for the Corsairs, on the floor with 4 fouls. Joshua Thomas elects to come back with Harris with a little more than 6 minutes to go in the game. Well, Michael, as you point out, this is one and done here. Win or go home, so got to take some risks. Austin Harris for the Rams across to Curry. Shot clock down to 10. McCullough trying to feed it down low to Johnson. Tipped out of bounds off of Young. Shot clock at 6. McCullough. Down to 4. Johnson leaning to his right. The 3 is no good. Tapped out to Mouton. Mouton trying to lead the break. Kimball able to come up with the pass. Now the Corsairs will reset.
Not enough on that bounce pass from Mouton, but
yeah, I think the Corsairs are lucky to keep the ball in that situation. 15 on the shot clock. Enye with the pressure on Kimball, off to Wilson. Harris and a crowd fouled by Johnson on the entry pass. This will be a 1-and-1 coming from Marcus Harris with 5:16 on the clock.
That's working for position. That's a great job of hesitation by Harris and then flashing, catching Johnson off guard there. Both teams now the rest of the way in the double bonus.
Harris, 70% foul shooter, averaging just under 12 points a game on the season. And he misses the front end, but the rebound to Young.
He's got double-digit rebounds tonight.
Young has been a force on the glass on both ends. Off to Wilson. Crowd wanted to travel. Young backing down, and he traveled.
It's called pulling the chair. Thought Young demonstrated really good patience on that post move. Initially, the chair was swiped from underneath. Vina back into the mix. Matchup zone here, Stoy.
McCullough swings it across. Curry, baseline drive, double pump. Curry with the finish.
Tough shot.
59-58. This is an 8-0 run for the Rams, who are now back within 1. The Corsairs working on a scoreless drought here. Who will step up?
Good eye shot.
Harris working on McCullough. The double team comes, turnaround hook. Harris can't get the roll. The rebound snapped down by Austin Harris. To Winston. Winston with the jump stop, hooks it out. McCullough for 3, rimming no. Long rebound. Kimball trying to keep it alive, but it's the Rams who have it, and McCullough buries the 3. Wow. And the Rams have the lead. That is their first lead of the second half.
I'm surprised that wasn't a kick ball because Urbina had tried to get out of the way and kick the ball, but maintained possession after the kick.
First 3 of the second half for McCullough.
Wow.
Comes at a big time. Harris going to the reverse. Austin Harris with the block, but he committed the foul.
We have that.
Marcus Harris going to head to the line.
See if he gets him with the body underneath. He's riding. Yeah. See at the end there. Good call.
Harris hits the first free throw.
And they missed the front end. Previous timeout.
Yeah, the Corsairs started out very good from the line, but they have struggled here in the second half. But Marcus Harris knocks down a couple of free throws, and with 3:32 to go.
Replay.
Young and Austin Harris battling underneath.
Give me 20 seconds here, Ryan.
Let's see, we'll get a pretty good look here.
That's a trip. Well, that's an intentional foul. That should be an intentional foul on Austin Harris. See that one more time here. That was a pretty good shot of it here. Foul there, but that's a foul. That's a trip. That's a blatant trip. That. By rule, that's probably an intentional foul.
And they'll huddle up and talk about it. 3:32 to go.
That shot, yeah.
We're tied at 61.
slow it down just a little bit. We'll see it right there.
Sort of holds him there a little bit and then maybe tries to let go a little bit there, perhaps.
Yep.
Meanwhile, down goes Kyle Young. But I think initially, Michael, to your point, it looked like there was a little bit of a hold by Harris.
Well, sometimes they're going to miss the first one. I mean, how often does that happen? But the second one's pretty blatant. And Harris, it should be 2 shots in the ball for SMC, and what a big call that would be.
They are going to give a foul to Harris.
Or no, they're just going to. Did they call a foul on him?
Yeah, because Marcus Harris hit both his free throws, so the ball should belong to the Rams. But it's Harris heading to the line. The scoreboard still has it at 61 all. Well, although I think it's interesting that Harris is taking the free throws, so I don't know how that would be.
Young should be taking the free throws.
Right, and they're going to adjust that right now, and Young is going to take the line.
Well, I wonder if the percentages have anything to play into that. Let's take a moment to look.
Young, 57% from the line, so Harris is a little bit better from the line. Maybe just Harris is just, I'm in a rhythm right now, so let me get there if I can. I just hit a couple.
Joshua Thomas, gamesmanship, love it.
First free throw, no good, so another one coming for Young. Now, I did not see if they're giving the ball to Santa Monica or just the 2 free throws.
It's just the 2 free throws. If they were going to give them the ball, he would be by himself at the free throw line. So San Francisco able to dodge a bullet there.
Dodge 2 bullets, perhaps, as Young misses both free throws. Tied at 61, 3:25 and counting remaining in the game. McCullough, who just hit a massive 3, off to Winston. Kimball on Winston. This is Curry, step back 3, off the back iron, and Wilson has the rebound.
Air coming out of the ball.
Harris, they clear out. Step back 3 for Marcus Harris, rimming no. Curry snaps down the board. Now Curry jets into the lane, and he dragged the pivot foot, no question. Yeah. So the turnover gives it back to the Corsairs. 2:39 to go in the game. Down the stretch we go. Alec Check will return. So it's Winston and Check along with Johnson, Urbina, and McCullough on the floor for the Rams. Kaston Mouton around a high screen. This is Makai Kimball. Gets a screen from Young but can't hit the 3. The rebound on the floor. Check giving chase, battling Mouton.
Do we have that?
They're going to say this is off of Mouton. If we have a baseline shot, though, we'll get a pretty good look here. But it's a good call. I think it went off the leg. Jason Mouton.
Savon on it, as usual.
Yeah, not an easy game to call in a lot of ways in this one. And done a pretty good job being consistent. Yeah. Great position down low. Johnson.
It's going to be Wilson, I think.
Yeah, is that... Well, they're calling it on Wilson, and that is number 5 on Wilson on the reach-in. We got Marcus Harris out there with 4 fouls as well, but Jordan Wilson's day is done. And Malcolm Johnson heads to the line, where he shoots 71%. Corsairs trying to bust some brackets here if they can. We already got John Taylor's bracket in our last game.
Well, Coach Taylor suspected Santa Monica would be a tough out.
Yes, he did.
CCSF, absolute dogfight right now between the defending state champs, Santa Monica, 4 seed from the South.
Meanwhile, we got to sort some things out here. Andrew Knight returns replacing Makai Kimball. So we'll set the lineup for you very quickly for Santa Monica. Kyle Young, Marcus Harris and Leandrew Knight, along with Lucas Zeman and Chaston Mouton. So it's a little bit bigger lineup on the floor right now for Joshua Thomas.
Yeah.
Mouton, the primary ball handler.
And look for San Francisco to deny Mouton as much as possible. And Mouton with it.
Down to 2 minutes. Rams with the 1-point lead. Andrew Knight feeds it down low. Harris comes up shooting and gets the roll.
There's terrific composure from Harris, shining in the clutch.
63-62. Harris with 7. Check that. Harris with 9. Back outside. Walter Urbina. Timeout. Justin LeBeau. City College of San Francisco Rams, they want to talk it over with 1:32 to go. Quarterfinal action in the 3C2A Men's Basketball Championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Seconds remain.
Get your popcorn ready.
The Rams with the basketball. They trail it by 1. Austin McCullough will bring it in. Shot clock at 12 for the Rams. Urbina, shot clock down to 3. Urbina got to make something happen. Comes up shooting for 3, long rebound. Zeman's got it for the Corsairs. And now Joshua Thomas wants a timeout with 1:14 to go. It is a full timeout. High drama here from Ventura. In the men's quarterfinals, it's the 3C2A Basketball Championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Santa Monica with the basketball, leading at 63-62. Parham gets it into Kimball in the backcourt. Kimball at the controls. Harris trying to save it, but Curry's got the steal. Transition for the Rams. Urbina spins baseline. Whistle and a foul called.
See that one more time.
Boy, I'll tell you, that is a bit of a bailout foul for Walter Urbina, who I think was a little out of control.
For sure.
On that spin, and he was in a bad spot. But the foul gets him to the line.
I wonder if we have that on the baseline shot.
There you get a good look. Walter Urbina. Sensational freshman for Justin LeBon, City College. San Francisco Rams, and he misses the first free throw. And the Rams now 19 out of 32 as a team from the line in this game, and that's a lot of points to leave on the floor. Let me update that. It's 20 out of 34. My apologies.
21 out of 35 now. Tie ball game at 63-all.
58 seconds remain. Timeout taken. Now Santa Monica down to no timeouts remaining here for the last 58 seconds. City College of San Francisco does still have 2 remaining. But Joshua Thomas out of timeouts. We'll see how that might play out in the final 58 seconds. Well, in a tight game, Michael, free throws are often going to be a telling stat, but I think both teams have missed some opportunities. But for the Rams, who have been dominant in so many categories across the board in the 3C2A this season. Always a bit of a fear that maybe that stat would come back to bite them. Will it here against Santa Monica? We'll find out in 58 seconds. It's a rare close game for San Francisco. We talked about that a little bit in the first half. Only 3 games this season for City College of San Francisco decided by 5 points or less on the season. That's a dominating run through a schedule. You only got 3 games, and they were 2-1 in those 3 games. But obviously, when you're talking about teams that are good enough to hang around with City College of San Francisco, that was against 3 very good opponents. So 2-1, not exactly a bad record. Corsairs have it. They'll work at the length of the court. Harris trapped on the baseline. Zeman. Kimball on the near side in some trouble. He doesn't have timeouts. It looked like he tried to call one.
Technical foul. He called the timeout. That's a technical foul. That's 2 shots in the ball.
That's an enormous call potentially.
We need a replay.
48.6.
Give me 20 seconds replay here.
See if we can catch this. This was right below us here from our vantage spot. Get you a look at this one. A little bit of the aftermath. I don't know if we have that. I think the main shot would be the best one to see a replay. Kimball in a difficult spot there, just over the timeline, sensing the trap coming. And it looked like he started to call a timeout. Maybe even tried to stop himself. But the timeout was signaled for. And that's a technical foul with the Corsairs having no timeouts remaining. Winston hits 1 out of 2 from the line to give the Rams the lead with 48.6 to go. And now, will the Corsairs have the ball?
1 shot technical. Or did he miss?
No, he was 1 out of 2. And the Corsairs will have the ball. Nonetheless, that's a very significant point with under a minute to go. 64-63.
I thought it was 2 shots in possession. Check with Jerry White from games.
It was 2 shots, but no possession. Harris leans over the dribble. Checked by Johnson. on the boards and on the defensive end for Malcolm Johnson. He's one of the key players scoring-wise for this team, but again, as we so often see in our coverage, just a great job of not letting us struggle offensively affect the rest of his game. Obviously, it's a very well-coached team, and Johnson just continues to fight hard, and that was great defense and a great board in a crowd at a huge moment in the game. So give Malcolm Johnson a lot of credit, and he'll head to the line for 2 free throws. Both teams in the double bonus, and Johnson misses the first.
Wow.
Well, here was a chance for the Rams to really put this one away from the line. They're 1 out of 3 here in this final minute.
They have an opportunity to escape here, and they're just begging Santa Monica to steal this one.
1 out of 2 for Johnson, 65-63. About a 3-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Parham with some trouble on the far sideline. A whistle comes in.
Off Curry.
They're going to say this is out off of Curry. Again, Santa Monica with no timeouts remaining. So Joshua Thomas can't reset things here for his Corsair team. Mouton back on the floor. Step back 3 for Mouton, rimming, no!
Oh.
Rebound fought for, off to Curry, just that close for Chasten Mouton.
Do we have that? Oh my goodness, just inches, Coach. Inches.
That was soft touch. It looked like it was going to rim out, and then boy, it really hung on. Almost got the roll.
Look at this replay here. I mean, just crazy.
That'll send Curry to the line. He's a 56% foul shooter. The Rams 23 of 39 as a team. Curry's free throw, no good.
Wow. Can't even make it yet a chance to make this a 3-possession ball game. They've missed 3 out of their last 4 free throws, probably more than that still.
1 out of 2.
No timeouts for Santa Monica.
And now City College of San Francisco will take a timeout with 17 seconds remaining. The Rams leading by 3. Full timeout on the floor. You're watching the 3C2A Men's Basketball Championship on SoCalCollegeSports.com. As a team, not a lot of reliance on the 3 ball this season. Shoot just 30% as a team. And you suspect that maybe Mouton might take the final 3.
I'm looking at Kimball. Kai Kimball, keep an eye on him.
Johnson able to get a hand in. 16 seconds, so you have time to work for a decent shot. Here are the Corsairs. Kimball, Mouton, Parham, Knight. This is Parham.
Travel.
Leans in, and it's a travel.
Udenyi
Trying to get a little contact with Udenyi, but Emeka Udenyi with a very good defense. There was a little contact there, but I think they're going to rightly say that Parham had traveled before any of that contact. I'll give you one more look at it here. There's Udenyi right in his face, and quick foul.
Great job on that, boys.
So Winston will head to the line, and if he can convert one here, he'll make it a 2-possession game, and the Rams might be able to finally take a collective breath in this one. It has been a struggle. And in some ways, the Rams have not done themselves any favors, but you have to lay a tremendous amount of that at the feet of the Corsairs and what they have brought to the table. Certainly, we can talk about a Cinderella run, and it makes for a good story, but if ever a team made a statement about belonging here at the State 8, Santa Monica Corsairs giving the top seed City College of San Francisco all they wanted and more.
Based on this performance, Coach LeBall going to have a lot of teaching points in their matchup versus Citrus.
Still 1 out of 2. Curry fighting for the rebound. The ball still loose. Knight trying to save it, and does. Urbina missed the dunk. It's still loose. Mouton trying to get it ahead as the buzzer sounds. That's the way it'll end. City College of San Francisco survives and moves to the semifinals with a 67-63 win over Santa Monica. A reminder, one more game coming. Fullerton and Santa Rosa Junior College will have that for you next. But Michael, final thoughts here on a thrilling ball game and the Rams doing what they needed to do to survive this very good Santa Monica club.
Well, you know what this ball club and this squad and the program knows how to do? They know how to win. Justin LeBlanc, no stranger to that. And not the prettiest game, not the prettiest performance. Santa Monica was ready, but the Cinderella clock runs out on them in the quarterfinals. San Francisco on to the Final Four.
Yeah, and I think it really goes to the Rams defense. The score at one point was 59-50.
Yep.
The Rams finished this on a 17-4 run, and it's the 4 that I think really says something. That's 4 points over about the last 7.5 to 8 minutes. The Rams amped up the defense and were able to get it done 67-63. We will step aside. We will rejoin you for Game 4, the final game of the quarterfinals tonight, Fullerton and Santa Rosa. We hope that you will hang out and join us for that one as well. For everybody here at SoCalCollegeSports.com, the final score, Rams 67, Santa Monica Corsairs 63. We'll see you for Game 4.